Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about Fear the Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 5. We're going to be looking at the trailer and breaking it down shot by shot. I'm very excited for this episode because, first of all, the trailer is looking awesome, but also Fear the Walking Dead Season 6 has been pretty amazing. I mean, I don't know what's going on this season, but it's been really good, and I'm excited for the future. I think the casting crew really stepped up this season from everything that we're seeing behind the scenes to the performances on screen. They've all been really great, and I'm excited for. I don't remember being as excited for Fear the Walking Dead as I am in a long time. Like, I'm as excited for Fear the Walking Dead on a week-to-week basis as I was with The Walking Dead. So. Really cool stuff happening this season. But yeah, before we do get into the trailer, general spoiler warning in case you aren't caught up with the show. And then also, if you are a fan of The Walking Dead, be sure to subscribe for more content. But let's get into this. So as always, we're going to go ahead and read the synopsis for the episode. The synopsis says, Dwight and Sherry team up with a mysterious faction of people to take down Ginny. When Morgan unexpectedly offers to help, a power struggle ensues. Alright, so this is an interesting synopsis for a couple of reasons. The mysterious faction of people, I believe that is the group with the masks, because I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing them in this episode based on the trailer. And then I like how they mentioned Dwight and Sherry team up with them, because that is interesting to me, because it's been something that I've been talking about over the last couple of weeks and on my Fear the Walking Dead videos, is how are they going to defeat Ginny, because Ginny is similar with Negan in terms of being, like an individual who rules over a group of people, and she makes them work, and Negan made people work for him, and they both want to keep their people safe, but they sort of like establish this work thing going on, and people work in exchange of being safe and this and that. But the thing with Alexandria and The Walking Dead is that Alexandria had the hilltop, they had the kingdom, they had full communities of people, they had a lot of people. The thing about Fear the Walking Dead is that there's only one group of people. It's not even a community, they're just a group of people who were on the road, our main group of people. And then Ginny apparently has other communities as well. So I've always wondered, like, how are they going to defeat Ginny? Like, what's going to happen? So this is going to be interesting to see if this is going to be some group that's going to help them. I don't know how big this group is, but it is pretty cool how our group is getting some help now. And then we also have the Morgan stuff there, and we'll see more of that in the trailer. So let's get into the trailer. We have here Dwight. It looks like he's camping somewhere overnight. He has his shirt off, and it's nighttime, and he sees someone outside. I believe this is going to be the masked group, because remember in the trailer that we got months ago, I think it was like during one of the Comic Cons or something, there was a shot of some. I think we'll actually see it in this trailer later on. Maybe, yeah, we will. But there's a shot of somebody who was part of the masked group outside of this house that Dwight is staying at. I was about to say Althea, but for some reason I said staying at with Althea and Sherry. So he has an axe in his hand, as you can see. Then we cut to Morgan. He's on his horse, or he's with his horse, and he has the axe. And he looks over, and we see the group of masked people. Now I gotta say, this group of masked people look pretty cool. And really interesting, to say the least. Now there's only 4 of them here. I don't know if there's only 4 in total or there's gonna be more. But really interested in this group, and as good as the show is now, seeing this, and I think that this group looks pretty creepy and cool, only gets me more excited. Alright, next we see somebody who has a hood over their face and they're tied up to this chair. I can't really tell who that is. I looked at Dwight's clothing, and I looked at Morgan's clothing, and I can't really see any similarities. If you guys know, if I just missed it or something like that, let me know. I mean, it could be one of those two, because it looks like they're gonna be the ones who are dealing with these masked people in this episode. So it could be those two. But they're just probably just wearing something different. I mean, Morgan does have a coat, so maybe he took off the coat or something. So it could be Morgan, but I can't tell. You guys let me know if you know. Next we have Morgan here, and I believe he's sitting with Dwight and Sherry. I can't tell if that's Dwight, but this definitely looks like Sherry when she slowly turns her head. And it looks like they're just having a drink, and Morgan says, "I appreciate your hospitality." And then next we have somebody getting dragged here. The trailer makes it look like it's the person with the mask who's dragging them. Again, we don't know for sure just because the trailers are sort of built to trick us and the scenes can be out of order. But looking back at the scene where somebody was tied up, it might be this person. The room they were tied up in is sort of dark, so you can't tell for sure, but it might just be that person. I think it might be because you can kind of see they have like a green shirt. And that person who was tied up to the chair also had like a green shirt. As to who it is, we just can't tell that right now. And then moving on, we have somebody in Althea's truck, and some of the people in the mask are following them. I believe it's gonna be somebody who's in Virginia's group, because remember Virginia's group is the one that had the truck, and the mask people are apparently helping Dwight and them. So I'm sure they're gonna try to help them get that truck, and that truck would be a big help in their step against Virginia. Next, we see Althea and Dwight here in this locker room, and Althea is telling Dwight that this is not your call. So I think Dwight might be upset with the people with the masks, or he might be upset with somebody in Virginia's group or something. But I believe he's planning something kind of serious, and we'll see that more of that in a second. But something's gonna go down with Dwight in this episode for sure. Next, we have some more shots of the people in the masks on the horses, and we can see this guy. He pushes down that lever, which opens up the guns that's attached to Althea's truck. So this is the guy from Virginia's group. So I think that's what they're trying to do. They're just trying to get this truck back because, again, this will definitely give them an advantage in going against Virginia. Next, we see Dwight and Sherry talking here, and Dwight puts something in his pocket. It looks like he's leaving, and he says that soon enough, this will all be behind us. So again, it looks like Dwight is planning something here. I'm not sure if he's leaving to go fight someone or deal with someone or something, but remember, I think maybe another thing I've been thinking about is that maybe Dwight and Sherry want to leave, because remember, Dwight was talking to Althea about that and said if he had an opportunity to leave with Sherry, he would. And maybe that's what he means when he says soon enough, this will all be behind us. Maybe the two of them are going to try to leave. And I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, maybe, who knows? Like, maybe if they want to, it would be pretty cool if Dwight wants to go back to The Walking Dead. But again, that timeline wise, it'll be a bit confusing, so I wouldn't really bet on that. I think they might stay. And then next, we have that shot of the person in the mask. Remember, this is outside of Dwight's room. Dwight kind of steps back. Somebody presses the gas. I believe this is that truck. Somebody's hanging on to it. So this kind of reminds me of like Indiana Jones. Remember, I forgot exactly which movie, but I remember there was an Indiana Jones when Indiana like jumped off a horse on the side of a truck. So this kind of reminds me of that. So again, it looks like the masked people are trying to get inside of the truck here. All right, and then we see somebody, the guy who was tied up in the beginning of the trailer, he kind of falls down, and now we can have a good look at him. He's obviously that guy who was inside of the truck. So yeah, there's our answer. I'm looking at these trailers live, so I like giving my live reaction to it. So that's why in the beginning of the video I said I don't know who that is, but now if you look a little bit ahead, you can clearly see that was the guy in Virginia's group. So it looks like they probably succeeded in taking him, and that's the guy who tied up, and now they're putting him inside of this room, tied up to this chair, and maybe they're going to interrogate him. I would probably assume they would, because they're trying to get to Virginia, and now they have one of Virginia's men. So I think they would probably ask him questions and stuff like that. So this is interesting. So we'll see if we learn more about Virginia, because there's a lot of mystery surrounding her and her people. That's for sure. And then we have Dwight here, who also has a bag over his head. And they take off the bag, and he's screaming for Sherry's name, and he's pointing the gun at these people with the masks. First of all, I don't know how he has a gun, because if they had him with a bag over his head, there's no reason why he should have a gun unless they forgot about it, or he took the guy's gun behind him who took the bag off. But another question I have is is this scene happening before the people with the mask help Althea and Dwight to get the truck back, or is it happening after? Because if it's happening before, this makes sense, because they don't know who Dwight is, they don't know what his deal is. But if it's happening after, then it kind of tells us that maybe these people aren't as good as they seem. because even though they're helping out Dwight and Althea, they may not be innocent. But I'm hoping this is happening before. And then Dwight explains everything, and then they help out. Now, they are doing a lot of work to help Dwight and Althea, so the only thing I can think of is maybe they have their own connection with Virginia. Because remember, Isaac, the guy who met Morgan in episode 1, he also knew Virginia, and he said he escaped Virginia, he and his wife. So Virginia, she has a big group, so maybe a lot of people know her, and maybe these people also know her, and Dwight convinces them to help out, and that's why they go and take the truck back. That's my opinion. That's my theory. But we can never really trust a group on The Walking Dead. We saw the same thing happen with Jadis. Jadis was sort of confusing because she helped them and then she turned on them and then she helped them again. So we'll see what happens with this group, but I'm excited. You guys let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about this group and what do you think their deal is? Do you think they're good? Do you think they're bad? But that is where the trailer ends off, so I am going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating. Again, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. For more Walking Dead videos, just be sure to subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching everybody. Please stay safe and I'll see you guys soon.